this is the SAP S/4HANA server. Okay, it is, as you can see, it is very similar to the servers that we were using for ECC. So in order to connect to SAP S/4HANA, it is the same screen that you can connect. On top of that, you will be also getting a new screen now, which is SAP Fiori screen, which will allow you to do your transactions in the simpler way. Okay, so I think this is something which was even available in ECC. In ECC also you can check the status like this, and even the SPRO screen, if I show you the SPRO screen, you will find that although there are some new activities that you will find which are available, like for example this migration to SAP S/4HANA Finance, maybe some other things that you will find which are available for the first time. But otherwise, the SPRO screen also looks very much similar. The way in which you will be configuring the things, it has to be done via the SPRO. Even the transactions. So for example, if I talk about the transaction ME21N to create the purchase order, this is also looking same. So why I'm highlighting these points is, although same screens are available, then why we are talking about that SAP is going to provide the new user interface? Where exactly is that user interface? So that user interface is available on top of this original GUI. So this traditional GUI, this is called as traditional GUI now. Traditional GUI means the same screens that we were using till now. Apart from this traditional GUI, SAP is also allowing you to do the transactions using the new screens of SAP Fiori. So for example, this is how I was creating the purchase order earlier. Now if I want to create a purchase order using the new SAP screen, in that case, I need to log in onto the SAP Fiori screen. How are you going to log in into SAP Fiori screen? So as you know, SAP Fiori is a web application. Okay, it will be opened in the web browser. So for example, this is a launchpad which is created as a favorite. So if I just talk about this, let's say change favorites. So you can see this is the web ID, or this is a web link which will connect you to the Fiori screen. So you have two options. If you have already added, like in this server, it is already added into the favorites. But if I just want to copy this and I can directly go into the Internet Explorer or Google Chrome, I can just write this link and it will ask me, it will connect me to the SAP via the new user interface, which is SAP Fiori. Now, similar to the traditional GUI, whenever you log in into traditional GUI, if I just log off from here, so if you double click on this traditional GUI, it asks you which user wants to connect with the password and the language, and also the client. Now, in this SAP Fiori screen, it is asking you user ID, it is asking you password, it is also asking you the language, but it is not asking you the client. The reason is, for each and every client, there will be the separate web link. So for example, I'm not 100%, this is just an example, I'm not saying 100% it will be like this. So for example, this 800 represents the client. Okay, so this is what represents this 800 client. So for 800, there will be the separate web link, and for, let's say, if I want to log in into 900 or maybe 500, so for 500, you'll be getting a separate link. It is not every time true that this will be always corresponds to your client. So this link can be defined whatever you want, and that has been defined by the Fiori consultants. So sometimes it tells you which client is getting connected via this link. It is very specifically available, but it may happen that sometimes you are getting the link in which you are not able to understand which client it is connecting to. So in short, Fiori consultants will provide you the different links for different clients. Okay, so you don't need to provide any client ID here. Client will be automatically available in the web link. About the user ID and password, this will be exactly same that you use in traditional GUI. So whatever user ID and password is available for you here, the same user ID and password, you need to write it here. So let me just try to connect this. Okay, this is called as the login page, as it is normally called whenever you log in into the particular application. Once you provide the information in the login page, once you enter your user ID and password, the next screen that you get is called as SAP Fiori Launchpad. This is called as SAP Fiori Launchpad. What is the meaning of Launchpad now? So normally when you log in into SAP traditional GUI by providing the user ID and password, okay, here you get the screen where you can perform different kind of transactions. Okay, so if you remember the transaction codes, you normally write the transaction code, or if you want to go through the SAP menu, that is the option also which is available to you. But here there is a difference. Now when you log in into SAP Fiori Launchpad, based upon your roles, based upon what role you are playing in the organization. So sometimes, or some of the users are AP processors, some of the users are AR processors, some of the users are, like, let's say for example, bank related configuration and all. Some of the users are in the purchasing department, some of the users are in the sales department. So based on that, according to the user ID of the user, it will take you to the apps which are only related to you. So if I log in this particular page from my sales related user ID, I'll be only able to see the sales related transactions. If I log in from purchase related ID, I'll be only able to see the purchase related transactions. But in case of ECC, irrespective of which ID you log in, it gives you all these options. Once you try to open it, then only it will tell you that you are not authorized for this transaction. But here it is not like that. If you are not able to see a particular transaction here, it means that you are not authorized to see. For example, currently you can see there are thousands of activities I can do from this Launchpad. There are many different apps which are assigned to my user ID because I have the complete access of Fiori. That is the reason I can see all the different apps available to my ID. But when you talk about the normal scenario, when you talk about let's say a user, so if a purchasing user is logging into SAP, I don't want to provide him block asset, delete asset, or display asset master because he's not bothered about that. At the same time, if I provide him this access, he may end up in doing some wrong transactions, right? So there is no option of seeing these screens also. He'll be able to see only the apps for which he is authorized. So maximum, I think 20, 25 apps will be available to a particular user ID. Okay, so let's take an example. Now, whatever tiles you are able to see here, these are called as tiles, or these are also called as apps. Now this screen is very similar to your mobile applications, right? When you log in into your mobile, you are able to see the different applications which are installed in your mobile. So application is nothing but apps, right? So these are similar apps. So these apps are divided basically into three parts. One is the transactional apps. Transactional apps means through which you can perform the transactions. For example, block the asset or delete the asset. This is doing the transaction. You are asking the system to perform some transaction in the background. You want to delete an asset, you want to block an asset. So this kind of transactions or this kind of apps are called as transactional apps. On the other hand, display asset, or maybe, display asset. This is just for the display purpose. Okay, so this can be called as an analytical app because this is used for the reporting purpose. So the apps which you use for doing the transaction, they are called as transactional apps. The apps that you use for reporting purpose, they are called as report or analytical apps. Apart from these two apps, there is third kind of apps which you can see here. These are called as KPIs. KPIs means what? KPI mean dashboards. Okay, they are also called as fact sheets. For example, as I told you, if your purchasing user is let's say logging into the SAP Fiori screen, he'll be able to see, like, let's say for example, create purchase requisition, create purchase order, convert the purchase requisition into purchase order, display the purchase order, release the purchase order. So these are some of the kind of apps that your purchasing user will be able to see. At the same time, if I log in into SAP Fiori from, let's say, MD is logging into SAP Fiori, or the CEO, CFO of the company are logging, they are not going to do any transactions. Normally, apart from high level of releasing and all, they are not going to do any transactions directly in the system. But they are more interested in seeing the reports. And report also, they don't want to see a single asset. They don't want to display the asset. They don't want to to display a particular document. What they are more interested in is the global level reporting or the dashboards kind of thing. So they want to see how much is total sales. Okay, again the sales, they want to drill down into how this sales is divided into different regions. So this kind of apps which will give them the flexibility to see the entire information at one place, these are normally called as the fact sheets or the dashboards. So in short, there are three kind of apps which are provided by SAP. One is transactional apps, second is analytical apps, and third is the fact sheets. Okay. Now, as I told you, based upon the user ID of the user, he'll be able to see the purchase requisitions into purchase orders, and I can also see, let's say, change purchase. Sorry, are you able to hear me?
Yes. You're going in and out, Gaurav.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, I think there was some problem. Okay. Yeah, so I was giving you the example. Let's say if I'm a purchasing processor, so in my user ID, I can see create purchase requisition, create purchase order, converting the purchase requisition into purchase order. Now, due to some reason, I realized that although I have the access of creation of purchase requisition, but actually speaking, I don't create the purchase requisitions. Okay, I am responsible for converting the purchase requisitions into purchase order. So the users create the purchase requisition, it comes to me, and I convert the purchase requisitions into the purchase orders. So even though I am authorized for a particular app, but still I don't need it. In that case, you have a flexibility that you can delete that particular app from your access. But it will not get deleted from your authorization. It will just get hidden. Again, after some time, if you realize, no, I want that back. So you don't need to go to the authorization team, because that is authorization is already available to you. You decided that I don't want to use it, right? It is like, for example, if I relate this to a simple example, if you are using your mobile and you installed an application, let's say you installed a LinkedIn application. Now you have the choice that if I want that LinkedIn application should come on my home page, so that every time I should not try to find where exactly it is located. So you can move it onto your home page. On the other hand, if you realize the Skype application, which normally I don't use, although it is installed, it may be used in future, but as of now, unnecessarily it is showing on my home screen. So better to have some new apps which I use on day-to-day basis and move Skype to the backend, or maybe remove it from the home page. Same thing you can do it here. If you want, you can delete the particular applications from your Launchpad, or if you want the apps to bring onto your Launchpad, if you're authorized, then they can be moved into whatever group you want. And as you can see, you can create your own groups also. So let's say if I have 20 different applications which are assigned to me, what I can do is I can map into 5 different groups, 4 application each. So 4 related to master data, 4 related to transactional data, 4 related to reporting. I can do that. Okay, let me show you how to achieve that. Okay, so this is the group that I'm talking about. These are the different groups. Now, if I go into this setting, okay, here you can see edit the home page. Okay, before coming to edit the home page, let me talk about the settings. These are the user level settings. Okay, you can specify the appearance. Appearance includes your theme. So basically SAP provides these 2 themes. One is the blue that you are able to see now. Other is the black. So you can decide whether you want to go with this theme or this theme, but these are the only 2 themes which are provided by SAP as of now, and this is always better. The blue one is always better, but you can have this one. In the display settings, this is right to left mode, which means the app, how do you want to see the apps? Okay, so currently it is from left to right. If you move on to this, if you just activate this, just a minute, it is not allowing, I think. Okay, you can change it from here. Maybe I don't have rights. That is the reason I'm not authorized. The language settings you can maintain, the date format, the time format, all these things also you can change. Okay, so this can be handled by the user directly. There is no involvement from the technical person. This can be handled from the user itself. Even the default values. Like for example, I am assigned with different kind of transactions. For example, every time when I create a purchase order, system asks me which plant I want to create to. I know I am more responsible, like I have the responsibility of 2 plants, but most of the time I create a purchase order for a particular plant. So that things also you can specify here. Like you can specify from the controlling point of view, you can specify the controlling characteristics, you can specify the financial accounting, you can specify the financial supply chain management. As of now, these are some things which are available. So you can specify the plant here. Okay, so this is what you can do at your own profile settings level. Okay, let me just okay, and let's go for the home page now, which is the change in the launchpad. If you click on that change mode, just wait a minute, let it come. I think I'm not authorized to do this. Normally, just give me a minute. Let me see if I can change the settings from, because what happened earlier was because we allowed all of them to change the settings, there were a lot of problems created. Okay, I think it is there. Okay, so you can see now, these are some of the transactions which are allowed to me. Okay, let's say for example, if I just go down. Yeah, so I realized that this display asset, this is available to me, but I normally don't use it. Or change asset, which is available to me, which I normally don't use it. So I can just click on this remove button. Once I remove it, next time when I log in through my user ID and password, the screen will not be appearing. This app will not be appearing under my user ID. Okay, at the same time, let's say for example, let me just delete this first. I deleted this display asset. Okay, and yes, it is done. Click on this done. So your changes have been done. You are no longer in edit mode. Now again, if I see, even though it is saying that I'm no longer in the edit mode, but it is still processing. So this cross and all will be completely gone once I'm in the display mode. So let's wait for a second till the time I'm again in the display mode. Now the reason why this SAP Fiori screens look slower is because you can see thousands of apps are available under my user ID, which is a rare scenario which will not happen in your practical project. And at the same time, we also know that this is a test server and the amount of RAM which is deployed on the server is limited. That is the reason at some of the places you'll find the speed is a little bit slower, but it doesn't mean that even in the live projects, the speed will be like this. In that case, this is not going to add any value, right? So it will be definitely fast. So now you can see display asset is not available under my user ID. Now after some time, I realized, oh, I actually needed that. Okay, so again, I'll just go back to this edit home page. Okay, it is getting loaded. It will show me all the options of removal and adding.
Gaurav,
Yes.
sorry to disturb you. Like, whose responsibility is to do all this? As a function consultant, should we do it, or user himself will do it? Or?
Are you talking about what activities we are doing now? This
Yes.
can be done by the user directly.
Okay.
If he is authorized for a particular transaction, he can manage his own launchpad.
Yeah, but you said if the purchasing user will not have all the sales transactions like that, right? Who is going
Exactly.
to?
So Yes, in that case it is different. So what I'm saying is, if you are a purchasing person and you already have 10 apps which are provided to you from the authorization point of view, now you can play with this 10. You can say, okay, I only want 8 out of it, and later on you can bring that 2 back. But for example, being a purchasing person, you are interested in having the sales related transaction also. So in that case, you need to ask your Fiori consultant to provide the necessary authorizations. And these authorizations are exactly same as we do in ECC. So there is a corresponding role which is available for Fiori apps also. In PFCG or in SU01, you will be assigning that role to that particular user. So for example, if I am a purchasing person and if I have ME21 access with me based on a particular role, it is not necessary that that same role will give me the access of create purchase order app on Fiori. For create purchase order on Fiori, there is a separate role. So I need to provide that role also to the user in order to use the Fiori app to create a purchase order. So for each and every app, there is a corresponding role which is provided by SAP. And again, that is normally what we do in ECC or in the current system also. If we are not happy with the standard roles which are provided by SAP, we normally create the copies of it and we segregate that role into multiple parts. So that can also be done for Fiori also.
Okay.
Okay, so now if I want to add a transaction which I just deleted, I know that it was available to me because I was authorized for it. That is the reason it was displayed earlier. So I'll just click on this plus button. It will open this catalog. Catalog is the collection of all the different apps for which you are authorized. Okay, it is still loading. Let it get loaded first and then we'll try to search the display asset. Okay, you can see it is loading all the apps which are available under my authorization. And out of that, because it is going to show you thousands of apps, because all these thousands of apps are I am authorized for. So out of that, if I want to find a particular one, I'll be just using this search menu. In the search menu, I'll just write display asset and it will show me there. And it will give me the option of tick now. Earlier it was showing the option of cross. It will give me the option of tick, which means I want to add that particular app into my home page. Let's wait for a minute.
Gaurav, by the time it comes, okay, I have a question. You said that Fiori roles are different, right? So you mean to say Fiori role is different from the SAP S4HANA role?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll have to maintain 2 roles in this case, right?
Yes. See, normally what happens is, normally what will happen is, you are not going to provide, this is a normal scenario, you are not going to provide both the access to the end user. Either you will ask him to do the transactions via SAP Fiori, or you will ask him to do the transactions via the traditional GUI. So let's take an example of creation of purchase order. So you need to decide whether you will allow to create the purchase order using the traditional GUI, or you want the user to use a new screen instead of the old screen. So if you want the user to create the purchase order based on the original transaction, that is ME21N, in that case, you need to assign that particular role, which might be already assigned if you are talking from the old customer point of view, right? But in case of, if you want that now the user should be shifted to SAP Fiori, so in that case, definitely you will be asking the new role to be assigned and the earlier role will be deleted. Normally you don't provide both the roles. It is either Fiori or traditional GUI, not both.
And you have shown us in the settings, right, default values. There we could able to see for CO, controlling area and others. Like that, do we have option to select the sales organization like the sales area?
I think currently it is not available, but that is also going to become in future, because if I talk from 15.11 point of view, even these options were not available earlier. In 15.11, we were only getting the options from FI and CO. Now at least we are getting the option of plant and some other information. So what is happening is, this is under the development. The Fiori, you will find there are a lot of things which are coming on day-to-day basis. Even if you read the 1610 documentation, you will find that the SAP Fiori, this is a new version of SAP Fiori called as Fiori 2.0. So whatever we were using earlier, that was the old version. Now SAP has came up with a new version. So every time, even if I show you some apps today, after 10-15 days, you will find there are more number of apps which are provided by SAP. So these things will keep on improving on day-to-day basis. I'll just tell you the history till the time this gets loaded. See, what was happening is, although we all agree that SAP is a very good product in terms of integration, in terms of integrated processes, but the same screens we are using from years, right? Now, the world is changing. Everybody is talking about doing the transactions from mobiles rather than working on the systems. And at the same time, the SAP screens are not also very easy to use. So normally we end up, when you provide the training to some new user, there are normally a lot of errors in the earlier days the user makes. And that is the reason many big companies, they are like they want that this simplification should be available, and there should be the simplification in the screen in which the transactions are done. So what has happened over the years, many companies started their own in-house projects to develop the new screens which are simple to use. And they also asked SAP to provide some new user interface. So you must have heard about Lumira, screen personas. So these are all the things which SAP tried earlier to make sure that the screens are simplified. But they were not very successful, and then came SAP Fiori. So when SAP Fiori was developed, there were only, I think, 10 or I don't remember the exact number. There were around 10 or 15 or maximum 20 different transactions which SAP has identified that they want to make this screen simpler. So around 20 screens were made simpler, but the response was very good, and that is the reason from that 20, today we have around more than thousands of apps which are developed on Fiori. So till today also, not all the transactions which you were able to do via traditional GUI, not all the transactions are available on SAP Fiori. There are still some transactions which needs to be done from the traditional GUI itself. And in some of the cases, even though the SAP Fiori screen is available, but it is just the copy of the traditional GUI. There is no simplification done as of today.